And this is our food waste here from this morning's breakfast. And so what we have here is some paper towel. It's pretty dry. Doesn't really have much on it. But this...
Yeah, so the problem with the paper towels is, with any paper in general, is that in order for the paper to be as white as it is, they bleach it. And also, in this particular case, there's a lot of bleach left in it. So it will actually stop the composting. You can find paper towels in composters that are a year old and are still perfectly white and just sitting there. Nothing has happened to them because the bleaching has stopped them from rotting. It's preserved them.
Okay, so that's not going in. We'll have to leave
No,
that one aside.
it could go in if you were to use it for wiping something up.
Okay.
So that most of the bleach strength was expended on
Absorbing?
in the liquid, was absorbed into the liquid, whatever it was used to pick up. And so the bleach is not going to be effective anymore because it's been diluted.
Okay.
But putting it in directly without any other food on it or mess on it, it's
not going to
just going to sit there.
Okay. So here we have some bacon fat. Uncooked. Does it matter? It's cooked or uncooked?
Well, it's not dangerous as it is right now. It's not going to produce any botulism or salmonella as it stands right at this very moment, but in a couple of days it may. Well, of course, what happens in nature is that the smaller microbial creatures migrate toward the food source, whatever is their chosen food source, and so things like salmonella and botulism will find it eventually, because it's in the air as well as in the ground. It'll get there. So you wouldn't want to stick that into a compost pile because your dog or your cat might find it and get sick on it. In terms of using it for bokashi, that's a different thing altogether, because the bokashi system is airtight and closed and nothing can get at it. No insects or bugs, no animals.
Okay.
Your pets are safe, everybody's safe.
Okay, so we'll put this in the bokashi pile.
Yes.
Okay. And then these egg shells, they can go in the compost? At the outdoor composter or the bokashi, or does it matter?
Oh, in the bokashi they'll break down faster.
Okay.
When I use them, I generally dry them out, and then I just stick them in a bag and stamp on them and crush them into smaller pieces, so that they will break down easier. The more edges that you form, like this very smooth edge here is fairly resistant to decay, but the edges that are here, they rot a lot faster. So the more you break it up, the more that this will turn into eventually powder, and then eventually it'll just be its chemical constituents that are left.
Okay. So, and this one here, egg, condiments, ketchup, and the peel.
Yes.
A little piece of bacon there.
So the egg is the same problem as the meat, is that it can rot and produce things that are very unhealthy for mammals.
Okay, so I'm getting the sense that animal products, dairy, meats, eggs,
in general,
do not belong in the outdoor compost bin.
No.
However, they would work well in the bokashi.
That'll be fine. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll...
Also, the difficulty sometimes with oranges is that it stops the bacterial growth in compost if you put a lot in one spot.
Okay.
So this is broken up fairly nicely, which is good, so it'll be distributed over the area. But if some people they have like 5 oranges and they just put in one big plop, that spot there, the bacteria will just stop. But what will happen instead is you'll see this big fuzzy mass of fungus on top of it.
Oh boy.
So it will rot. It'll just rot differently.
So is fungus not good in my compost bin?
No, fungus is fine.
Okay.
It's just that you don't want things to start stuff and stop stuff and start stuff and stop.
So it should be a consistent area, and mixing would help with that process.
Yeah, so you break it up more. Most things are better broken up. Even the bread here, for example, is better if it's broken up into pieces. In that way, the ants and the beetles will start to move it around as well. If it's small enough, they'll pull it apart and move it around, and they do a lot of the mixing. When you have a compost heap, it's full of little critters that are living there. having a good time.
Filling their tummies.